Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebartogo.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss whether or not bourbon drinkers who don't drink coffee are bad people. Oh. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Cailee Baker, Danny Kennard, and Phil Collin.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
Howdy.
Hello. Yeah, we are going to be talking coffee. What a great topic, too, on a Monday morning. So Monday morning, the day, most people got to get up and get going to the office, kind of starting their work week and stuff like that. So we're going to be talking about coffee and, are the people who say they like bourbon, but then they're like, I don't like coffee. Are they just bad people? We'll get to that after the break. Until then, we want to kind of fill you guys in on what we did this weekend. Becca and I, and even Kaylee's part of this. So, yeah. But Becca and I did this incredible thing. We do this bourbon behind the scenes. We do. We've landed on 4 a year, and I think that's working well. And so we just really had our first one this year. So we started this last year, and we had our first one this year, and we had a fun time, didn't we, Becca?
Oh, I had an absolute blast.
Yeah, it is so much fun. And we had different people this time. So this one, we had 25 people, and it started out at MB Roland. So let's talk a little bit about MB Roland. I mean, just rolling up there, it's fun. They got this distillery cat named Little Bit. And
Little Bit.
Yeah. She's cute. She's cute. But big, it's like a Maine Coon. And of course, I had a Maine Coon, very similar coloring to my cat. My cat was a male. He was a lot bigger. I'll say that. But
Big Bit.
Yeah, he was Big Bit, I guess. So
they do have great distillery pets there. I will vouch for that.
And they have a dog. Two
cats. That was the first distillery I ever visited.
Wolfgang is the dog.
2 dogs there.
Fun
or
fact.
Just one dog.
One passed away.
2 dogs.
The one just passed away. So
which one?
They're down to one. They have Wolfgang still.
Wolfgang's left. What was
Cassie? Cassie was the other one.
Cassie. Oh.
So Cassie passed away. Very difficult, actually. We can talk about this on the show. I don't want to put this on social media, but they created a tasting room with Cassie all over, kind of the Cassie tasting room, which is very cool. And the reason why I say I can't tell, because as we record this, not as the show drops, she'll be back home, but Mary Beth was out of town. They don't know. They did all this while she was out of town to surprise her because she lost losing the dog is tough.
Oh, yeah.
They did this as a tribute to the dog and a surprise for Mary Beth. So yeah. So that's really cool. Pictures all over the dog and stuff like that. And
is it in the main space?
No, it's like behind. They have an additional tasting room. So when they get on busy tour days, they have they'll do tastings up at the bar right in the gift shop, but then they have an additional just tasting room for events and stuff like that.
Cool.
Like we're doing. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And it was fun hearing about Paul and all that. And the grounds are great. There was a second distillery cat as we got into it later. He was doing his dark fire stuff, so the smell of
so good.
The corn, so good. The roasting the stuff and all that. Yeah, it was just a very enjoyable time, wasn't it, Becca?
Yeah, and the products were all delicious.
Yeah.
The only thing that was bad, which was not their fault, was it was cold that day.
Yeah,
which made it was still fun, but you're like standing there being like, I am cold. I want to get inside, and it made it so. But that's not their fault. That's Mother Nature's fault.
And your fault for not wearing a jacket, Beck.
I did have a fucking jacket on, but I didn't think I needed a winter jacket on. So I guess
it's Kentucky. Just wait 5 minutes; it'll change.
More planning on my end, but it worked out. But yeah, the distillery was really cool. Just the whole experience. and just to hear about all their history that they have together out there.
Yeah, and Paul did our tour, which is great. So the owners did
venture into Hopkinsville at all? I know very little about the town where Emmy Roland is.
Well, we did, yes. I mean, we went to a group of us, not everybody, but a group of us the night before for dinner went into downtown Hopkinsville, which is a nice, cute town. Unfortunately, looks like it's still struggling, or what? A lot of empty
sidewalks roll up at 7 p.m. Pretty much. Is it not a lot of nightlife?
Yeah, not a lot of activity. We went to a barbecue place that was incredible. It's called the Woodshed. It's called the Woodshed. Yeah. If you ever go, and it's cheap. My gosh, you go there and you get a plate of food this big, and it's like $9.
There's another place that actually catered my wedding called Davo's right down the road from Woodshed, and it is fantastic.
Davo's.
We heard that the barbecue is good in that town, so we chose Woodshed. I got a sandwich platter. It was $5. $5 for dinner. Sandwich platter.
Pretty good.
Pieces of pie. By the way, if you go there with the spouse or whatever, you could get one piece of pie for both of you. It's plate sized. I mean, they give you a piece of pie. It's like you don't
so
need
noted, but I can't eat a lot of pie.
Well, maybe you could go for it, man. It's a scene, but yeah, that was cool. So
sounds like a great weekend.
Yeah. Beka, tell us. We had one more big stop. Tell us about Leatherwood. I'll let Beka. I talk more on the MB Rollins. So let Beka talk more on the second.
Yeah. So we stopped at Leatherwood. What brought us there was Cailee Baker.
Yep.
That's me.
So thanks to Cailee for showing us the spot, and I was really impressed. Like it's a cool little spot. Andy said it burned down like 2 years ago, which is horrendous, but it looks like he made it sound like it's better than it was before. Yeah. And the products were good. Again, the snake eater stuff was really good. The moonshot I really liked was the jalapeno lime one or jalapeno lemon.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah. It's great in a Bloody Mary too. Oh my God.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Cailee was a fantastic bartender for us.
Oh, well,
but the cool just history behind that too, with him bringing a still overseas to Afghanistan or Iraq.
Both.
Say both, I think. Like all that was just really cool, and he had his original still sitting there, and just you could tell that Andy, he's not dumb. He knows what he's talking about, and like I said, their product I thought it was really good and a good time too. It was a blast in there.
Yeah.
His memorabilia all over the wall too, if you can get him telling you what's there, is amazing, and the stories behind the stuff. Now, so he's been in so many conflicts and battles and all this stuff. He's a Green Beret, so literally, and you could say, well, he's not in the military. You're always a Green Beret. You're a Green Beret. You're a Green Beret today. You're a Green Beret. 50 years down the road. So he's a Green Beret, and he's got all this stuff from his military career, and it's powerful to have him talk about that stuff. So great service to his country. I would encourage anybody to get to both of those places. They're both veteran owned. So Paul, of course, at MB Roland, also in the military, Army infantryman. Get by there. Great places, and easy to kind of forget about. Western Kentucky is a little bit different, a little bit out of the way. It's worth the trip, and it's fun places. We talked about great barbecue and stuff like that. So definitely make that
beautiful area in general.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only 20 minutes from Nashville too at that point. So, it's a fun like destination spot. You can come for the weekend and hit up several different places in Nashville, Pleasant View, and in Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
That all sounds excellent.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So good time. Everybody's going to be getting out, wanting to go to some distilleries. There's a couple different ones that you might not have tried yet. So check it out. For right now, though, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? We're going to start with Cailee. Cailee, what do you got?
Well, I did bring out a bottle of Dark Fire, but I don't know that I want to open it. It's kind of a special bottle to me, and I can get into that later. But I just wanted to look at it because it's a really special bottle to me. But anyways. Okay. I brought out a bottle of my Tennessee Straight because I feel way better about drinking that. This is from Leatherwood. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's a good cork pop.
Machi.
That's a good cork pop. You're going to be in the mix for sure. Danny is next.
Well, I'm going to be drinking on the
Bardstown batch of Booker's.
Okay. Doesn't look, I don't hold out much hope for Danny here. That's a pretty well loved bottle. So,
Yes.
yeah. So, but we'll see. Crazier things have happened. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's why I didn't go with the dark fired. It's pretty well loved as well.
That was basically, then he hit the table there too, I think, or maybe the mic or so. He hit something. I could tell.
Are there points deducted for a bottle?
Oh yeah. That hurt him. That definitely hurt him. All right, Beka Sue, you're next. What do you got?
I've got a nice fresh bottle of MB Roland. They're uncut, unfiltered, single barrel.
Okay.
Oh, that was cute.
Like a sound effect.
Yeah. high pitched, cute. Not going to be enough though.
Cork, but I win for cutest cork pop.
She did.
Becca, what's the proof on that their bottle?
This one is 111.
111. That's a nice.
That's my favorite number.
That is a nice proof. I like that 111, 115.
111 is
like
good.
That range. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
My favorite number is 72,564.
Well, I wouldn't have that.
I made that up. That's not.
Phil, what are you drinking there, man?
That was the. Why do we keep letting Phil?
From
Owensboro's finest Green River.
Okay.
Their, newly released Kentucky Straight.
But you looks like you've been hitting it hard.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think it's a smooth sipper with good notes, and for the price, it's a great one. I've also been giving pours to everyone who comes over because I want them to know about this. So here we go. Oh,
okay, good. It was good. Not enough. Okay, let's get the lead. I've got I may come at her here. I don't know. I got Remus Repeal Batch 4. This bottle has been opened a couple times, but not in a long time. So let's see here. I'm hoping the cork has almost got back to be a brand new cork. Let's see. I think that was really good. Not quite enough though. Like I was running and trying to catch her, but just not quite those. I think Cailee,
it's always with the Leatherwood bottles too. That's a plug for Leatherwood right there.
Good news for you guys.
Our corks give you the best pop.
There you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about coffee drinkers and maybe bourbon drinkers who aren't coffee drinkers. And are they just bad people?
Yes.
I mean, I kind of think so. So we'll talk about that. We'll get to that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Danny Kennard, which is turning into Freddie Mills. Y'all have a good fucking day because this is the Bourbon Daily. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about whether or not non-coffee drinkers are just bad people.
Yeah. I mean, we talked a little bit offline. I think the general consensus here is yes, right, gang? I mean,
Yes.
Screw you guys. I get
Thank you
my
for listening to
caffeine in
Bourbon
other
Daily.
ways.
That'll do it for today.
This
And
is
how?
the Coffee Daily as of today.
so I mean, I want to make the case here. I mean, I feel like there's so many things about drinking coffee. As I drink coffee each morning, I don't just, you give me something else to drink, an orange juice in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'll drink that. And I'm never thinking about it all. I'm not like, oh, this has this note, but when I'm drinking the coffee, I'm this one's kind of earthy, or, this has this note. Oh, this tastes a little bit like cherry. You kind of get that if you're drinking the right coffees. And so I think that there's something that's so akin to drinking bourbon that a bourbon drinker should be a coffee drinker. That's my
the two are like
Exactly.
peas in a pod. They go together like forks and knives, peanut butter and jellies. The way you taste and experience coffee, not that dissimilar from bourbon.
Right.
Two of my favorite beverages, hands down. I just think they go together so seamlessly. It's hard for me to wrap my head around loving one without loving the other.
Yes.
So- What do you define as a coffee drinker? That's my question, because like, okay, I enjoy an occasional coffee, but normally it has some sort of alcoholic creamer in it. So
No, that's
the
that'd be on our cocktail show, I would say.
Mhm.
Once you
okay.
you take the coffee and put alcohol in there, so especially the creamer type, that's more.
So I'm not a coffee
bad thing.
drinker.
Not
I mean,
a bad thing. I'm not ripping on that.
Well,
on Christmas
Steve-
time, give me one of those coffees with Bailey's ice cream or something. Or
Then, Kaylee, for the premise of the show, you apparently are a bad person. So,
apparently.
is a bad person.
I'm a bad person. Yeah.
Do you
What
not-
else do
are
say?
are you not a caffeine drinker, Kaylee, particularly?
I like caffeine, but I typically get it from like, I don't know, I'll drink like the Body Armor with caffeine, or like Monster, or Red Bull. So I'm not really addicted to caffeine that much. I take Adderall for my ADHD, so that kind of gives me enough caffeine for the day. So I don't typically. It's typically if I forget my Adderall for the day and I need a little extra energy to get through the day, is when I'll drink a Monster or whatever. Because if I drink a Monster while
How do you kick someone off a show, Steve?
I
know you
can
put,
I can boot
an
Kaylee
end
if
button
we
on
like.
here.
Yeah.
Where's
You don't
the
want a
button?
bad person on the show with us, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She's clearly trying to endear herself to us.
It's not
But
gonna
we know
work,
she's a bad
Kaylee.
person because she doesn't drink coffee. We know.
I do drink coffee. It just normally has alcohol in it. What's wrong with that?
So, I mean, truth be told, I would launch a business called Phil Talks Coffee if it was more viable. But I can have 2 cups of coffee in a day, and that's about it. As with most people, there's just simply not enough in the coffee world as there is with bourbon. But I think coffee, from the artisanal grinders to the different way people drink it to all the local spots, has just so much in common with bourbon. I love both just so much.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bourbons is Cafe Au Lait,
Cafe Au
Kentucky
Lait.
bourbon whiskey from Glens Creek. It's
Yeah.
delicious if you've
But
never had it.
It's such a bookend to your day too, because again, if you're a coffee drinker in the morning, you need to drink your coffee, and then it kind of gets you right to take on the day. And then if you've had a nice hard day and you worked and stuff like that, you're exhausted at the end of the day, you got your bourbon, it kind of puts you into the down mode. It kind of one kicks you up, and then one kind of brings you down at the end of the day.
Could not agree more.
If you have too much bourbon the night before, you need the coffee to bring
Right.
you on the uptick.
Yeah, otherwise you're not going. Yeah,
Right.
without that coffee, you're not even functioning.
It's just a cycle of bourbon at night, coffee in the morning, bourbon at night, coffee in the morning, sometimes bourbon in the morning, and then coffee in the afternoon.
I'll say this. I think this is interesting. I am, for a long time, I was like, no, I'll drink whatever. But I am now a self-admitted coffee snob. And I have a preference for good whiskey. You get judged a whole lot more for being a coffee snob than you do for having higher quality taste of whiskey and bourbon. People are like, that's okay. But coffee snob, you say, well, I don't know if I really want that gas station warm piss. They look at you like you're
I got some bad coffee at the hotel this week. It's like,
nothing's worse than bad coffee. I'll take bad bourbon
No,
over bad coffee. I'll take
I don't
lousy
know.
bourbon over bad coffee any
My,
day.
my husband may be crazy then because he prefers sometimes on road trips and shit, just the gas station coffee will just get him through just because it's so terrible it keeps him awake.
Right.
There's
But
merit in that.
I am the type of person that I have to have a strong coffee.
Right.
Plain and simple. It's got to be spoon stand up in it. It's all good. I'm happy with that because
Danny likes his coffee strong and mean. He wants it to
yes.
taunt him and give
So
him some.
I do 4 scoops of Folgers Black Silk.
Black Silk. I never even heard of that, but
I've heard of it.
Okay.
I have a question. How does everyone? So here's where the real judgment is going to happen.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is
Because
how
some people
does
say they're coffee
everyone-
drinkers, and it's like, you're not really a coffee drinker.
How does everyone prepare their coffee? How do you make it every morning, Steve?
Black coffee. That's all I drink.
But how does it be made though?
Oh.
How does it be made?
I have to. I use a drip roaster, like an old time. This was from the 70s, I would guess, and I got it before I went to college. My Amy's grandma gave it to me when I was going off to college. She's like, "You're going to be up a lot of nights studying. You need this," and so she gave me a coffee maker, and it's the old kind with that you used to see where you slide in the thing that's got the little thing with the coffee grounds, and then it drips through and it goes into the pot, and then you pour it. So that's what I have, and that's why I just drink it black. That's it.
So is it a basic Mr. Coffee Maker, or is it
Yeah, kind of like that. It's not that.
stove?
It's not that brand. No, it's like a Mr. Coffee Maker where it's all self-contained. You pour the water in the top of it.
Okay.
It's not like a new one with a timer that makes it as soon as you wake up, and you gotta put the stuff in it.
So that's what I got. About 5 years ago, we got it as a Christmas gift because the family was picking up. My wife and I both are picky about our coffee. We got a fancy Cuisinart guy with an in-bean grinder, and it grinds it just before it brews it. And if there's one thing I've learned about coffee, coffee's always better the sooner the beans are ground. So when you make it, it's our alarm clock in the morning.
Fresh grind.
It changed our life, and we jokingly call it the 5th member of the family because we use that thing every day. So it's a regular coffee pot with an in-bean grinder, and then
That's
the rest
sweet.
of those standard.
My parents have that exact same one. I know what you're talking about, and it goes off every morning at 8:00. It grinds, and then it makes the coffee, and then slowly you can start to smell the coffee throughout the house.
It's great.
It's nice.
Great feeling.
Yeah.
This is great. This is my favorite show so far. Talking
That
about our love of
sounds
coffee.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right,
Danny, how about you? How do you prepare yours? You got the Folgers. What do you do with that though?
Yes. Well, I've got the Mr. Coffee pot with an automatic thing, automatic timer.
Okay.
So it sits. I set it up the night before, hit the button, and it makes it for me beforehand. But I will say that besides the Folgers Black Silk that I like, that's quite strong and everything else. But there is a certain shop downtown in St. Charles that I like to go and get a bourbon flavored coffee from that I drink on the weekends. So
yeah,
that's great.
That's quite cool.
Yeah, it's nice when you find a place that gives you a good cup of coffee, because again, there's bad cups of coffee out there. And
what about you, Rebecca?
So
Kaylee's just left, which is fine. She's not a coffee drinker.
Yeah,
we're gonna kick her off anyway.
We weren't gonna listen to her anyways.
Yeah.
So I am not a bad person. Totally. I should. So my mom makes our coffee like whenever, because she owns a coffee shop. It's inside of her shop. She has a coffee shop. So I'd always have nice, fresh French press coffee with my mom all the time, which is delicious. I love drinking coffee like that. But we've not purchased anything good for in our house. And so we can do a drip, but I haven't purchased any beans. And so I just use the Keurig.
It's okay. Keurig's not so bad. Keurig's come a long way. No judgment.
It also it is so convenient in the morning.
Yeah. Aside from the horrendous environmental impact, no judgment.
Yeah, the bad part is the environment, obviously.
Yeah.
But
those Keurig cups actually have some pretty decent brew in them.
Right.
Some of them do. Yeah.
Some of them. I have noticed some of them are horrible, and then some are actually really good. And they do have the ones that are more environmentally friendly, where they have ones that it's just like there's only a little bit of plastic just on the top part. and the rest is all just like a biodegradable like filter at the bottom.
That's
So they
good
do
news.
have some options where you can actually have something that's not horrible.
No judgment zone from the Keurig, at least from my
Yes,
side.
it is easy, but I definitely I would rather have a French press or a like literally anything else.
I know we reference our time in New Orleans, the New Orleans Bourbon Festival often, but I know you and I have sipped on Café Du Monde while walking down the streets with the chicory and everything.
Oh
in there
yeah,
on the-
I like that. I like that.
That's I think it does well in New Orleans because that's what gets people through the days in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Is,
Yeah, I mean,
thank God, coffee. Oh,
you need to have coffee. And I really lucked out that my mom had a coffee shop. And so I'd have I'd get all the cool coffee drinks too all the time just for free. And I'd walk in and act like I own the place. And I just walk up to the counter and even if I didn't know the girl, I'd be like, can you just make me this? And I just walk to the back and who the fuck is that? And they're like, it's the owner's daughter. Just make her whatever she
Just
wants.
make it.
But I would tip them like $10. So I wouldn't pay
That's
for
very
food,
nice.
but I'd tip them
Whoa.
10.
Wow. Wow.
The give and take.
One thing I am very specific with my coffee with is I feel coffee should be hot, and I like hot coffee.
Yes.
And my knock on the Keurig has been, though Beka's system is better because it's a bigger one. There's different size Keurigs and all that kind of stuff, and maybe an older model. When my daughter, who also loves coffee, used to have a Keurig, she'd make it for me from time to time, and it wouldn't be hot enough. It'd be more than warm. It'd be, but not hot enough. I like it to start out really hot, and then I actually have a single cup warmer that I put my
I like those
mug on.
things.
Yeah, I put my mug on, then it never changes temperature, so it's always that same temperature as it came out of the coffee pot, which is nice. So that's what I use. So.
It is cool. I see like the Nespressos and stuff like that, and like some of these nice like fancier ones where you can get like a real espresso out of them, and like in the morning.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for my husband's pocketbook, it might end up happening at our house.
Yeah, it should.
He's staring at me from the couch.
Well,
But I would love to have one of the actual like nice ones that we can. I've got a coffee nook. Like this right here is my coffee nook.
Okay.
It's meant to be a coffee nook, and so I want to actually have
Something
good-
that looks cool.
Yeah.
You can get things that look so cool when you walk in. Yeah.
So I want to get a nice coffee maker, and I can make some espresso and whatever else.
Like Beka, in the kitchen, that would be you could get a machine like that is the equivalent of how cool it is when you walk into the distillery and there's a great still in there. It would be the equivalent of that. You could have such a cool, just a statement piece and you've got the house for it, you've got the room for it. Yeah, that would be.
And I literally put the nook there so I could have a coffee spot for it. So
wow.
it would be it'd be nice to have a cool because I do make my own type of mochas for my husband almost every morning. I make him a mocha. A handshaken mocha.
Oh, nice.
Just like his evening seltzers.
Toby's off that, so yeah, maybe Royce is growing up.
He's growing up. Here he comes.
Yeah, he's older and more mature now. He's not into his seltzers like he used to be.
Mature.
Jesus. The mochas are very good. Like I've got it pretty
Good.
I get
Yeah.
a shaken mocha in the morning.
Mhm.
And that breakfast sandwich.
Danny, fuck you on the shelf.
A breakfast sandwich. That's not too bad. So there you go. There's our show, and hopefully you're with us, and you feel that people who aren't drinking off bourbon drinkers,
They're bad people.
They're bad people.
Yes.
They're
I'm a bad person. That's why I just shut up the rest of the show.
yeah.
You left.
Can't deny that. So, all right. Well, there you go. There's the show. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Cailee, we're going to start with you, though I'm not sure why anybody would do it because you're, a bourbon drinking, non-coffee drinker.
I'm a terrible person, but if you feel like having the company of a terrible person, you can come see me out at Leatherwood Distillery, or you can follow me online at on Instagram at Kailee Baker or the Bourbon Bakers.
The Bourbon Bakers. All right. Danny, how about you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook at DannyKennard.com, but don't fuck with me until I turn and have my first 2 cups of coffee.
Fair enough. Sage words. Good
Phil,
wisdom.
how about you?
You can find me drinking coffee on Twitter at Derby City Phil, and you can find me sipping bourbon on Instagram, also at Derby City Phil, and it mismatched everything in between too.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Well, that's when you need to check out. Everything that we do is out there. We put our previous shows out there, our blogs, our shop is out there. So check us out at abvnetwork.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I just like to remind the audience to drink your coffee. And also give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye, everyone.
See you later. Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.